I've gotta play it. I've gotta play it. Darius, save me. Come on, Darius. Darius! Yeah! That's what you get, you Mist Wraith motherfucker! Boom, boom. I don't even know if he was playing Mist Wraiths. He just played Hecarim once. Maybe it was just ephemeral. I don't know. At the end of a round, you'll convert up to 3 unspent mana into spell mana. Probably my favorite system of Runeterra overall. We are playing a... Okay, their picture is that of a shark. The, what's it called? Not elusive, ephemeral? Ephemeral shark. They're probably going ephemeral AF. We're probably going to want one of these. This kills Elise pretty well. I don't know if we want this and that, though. 2 removal spells might be good, but I'm not 100% sure. Elise is just better. So if we can get this to die. You know what? I will sticker you. Hello, friend. I actually like the stickers a lot. I mean, you could spam them, be kind of annoying, but overall the stickers are great. I will absolutely play this. Boing. Interesting. We're definitely not going to use Coin Strike on this, unless they, like, try to buff it or something. We can, like, do deny their cards or something.
There's nothing to fear.
I will play mine as well.
I know just the place.
You're going to deal 2 damage to my Elise, but that, like, literally doesn't matter. You know that. It matters. Like, I don't want my Elise to be at 1 end round. Okay. They want their mana back so they could do something, I think. We'll just attack. Get our free Spooder.
What's your hurry?
I really would like this guy to die. This guy's, it's been really hard to kill creatures recently. +3/+3 and ephemeral. It's crazy how you can't stop that. There's too many burst spells that affect stats. In my opinion. Like, I don't mind there being, sorry, I'm peeking out. I don't mind there being burst spells, but there's, I feel like there's, like, so many of the burst spells affect stats in combat, and it feels like, it's too many. Also, so many fucking fearsome units. Like, I literally played, like, 4 games with this guy today. I haven't been able to kill him even once. Because I don't have that much self-kill. But we got our late game here. We're not, like, in that bad of a spot by any stretch of the imagination. Well, we're definitely going to be taking care of that. I don't think we have to this turn, though. I think we can kill that next turn, develop some more Spooders. None of his stuff died. Can't block it anyway, so what do we care? You know what? We'll go up to 6 spiders. There's some good draws for us if we have 6 spiders out. Is there? I don't know. This might just be more spiders than we... Oh, baby. I think I will let him block with this, just to see if he wants to do anything else first. Do I want to let... Because this might actually be worth letting happen and just playing a crowd favorite. Neither of his things die. 2 of our things die. I think I'm okay with this. We'll see if he tries to sacrifice something to draw cards, maybe. I don't know. Like, right now he's not really in danger.
I stand for Noxus.
Okay. Yeah, so another turn of without this going off. I think developing a 6/6 is just better. That would have been nice last turn. Hecarim. All right. 3 or less power. That's totally fine. We can actually just straight up block Hecarim. Okay. We can't stop him from attacking with Hecarim, so let's just let him do it. Oh, he ended his turn. I did not expect that. Okay. We attack. We attack, we attack, we attack, we attack. Right, this stops 1 point of damage. You could give him +3/+3 in ephemeral, and we can't stop it, but you still take 5 damage from it. +3/3 to 2 guys. That's so. It's another burst spell speed. Like, I can't even use this card because of the burst speed of the burst nature of these cards. Actually, like, terrible. This will kill both of these as of right now, though. Let's see if he's got another weaker minion to play. He does. We're gonna kill both of his champions, though. So, I mean, that's acceptable. Boink. No champions. Be happy with a 2 whatever. We still don't need to do this because we could just play this and kill it because it's gonna be weak. We probably do play Commander Ledros, right? He's just that good. It's just that good. The top end of Shadow Isles, man, overpowered as shit. But I do love it. Let's go Red Rocks. Red Rocks? More like something clever. At least they're playing a mirror, but their champions are backwards. What were they thinking? I think we run literally one of these. This is a terrible hand, by the way. Absolutely god-awful. The crowd pleaser or whatever is potentially good, but oh, gosh. Of course, we're finally playing a matchup I feel like we could probably win. And we got the slowest hand of all time. They're gonna play a 1-drop and kill us. They're gonna play the 1 mana 2/1, and then they're fearsome, and then we're never gonna be able to do anything. That's not true. I'm definitely just shit talking, but like, what's the shuffler, by the way? Is this shuffler high right now? They're probably gonna play Elise. Like, if they have the good hand, we have the bad hand, right? They are gonna play Elise. Okay. Helpless Aristocrat. That's pretty good. We do get to play this and a Brother's Bond in the same turn, which is quite powerful. This the fact that these are fearsome might just be strong enough to beat their deck. I mean, that can't block, so. I'll do 10. Okay. So our decks, we'd still be doing better if we had the 1-drop. But that's not bad. If you play anything first, I get to block this, which is awesome.
I stand for Noxus.
I will absolutely play this. I'll love to block a 5/4. Yeah, block it. One good thing about a mirror matchup is that no matter what, the game's gonna be over fast. For someone. We got all 3 of these. These actually turned out to be really good. We're not playing any cards. We're just attacking. You can only block one thing with this. You can block this with one thing. You can't block this. You have to block this. You're taking 5, 6, 7. I think we have. I mean, they probably have removal here, right? But
You must get by these first. Please, I have connections.
the 1/1's probably a pointless attack. But you never know what your opponent might decide to do. Robin, they have Culling Strike right here. Culling Strike is just OP. Although we can't protect this with Culling Strike. You need to at least have 2 attack for Brother's Bond to help you with Culling Strike. Well, look at that. Isn't that nice? Sorry. Burst spells. Burst spells. Good game, opponent. Man, that is a visceral game. That was 3 minutes and 40 seconds of me recording. That's that whole game. All right, let's aggro. Shadow Isles, Ionia. Ooh, interesting. Feeling very feeling really unique today, huh? You really want to push the deck creativity. I mean, I'm sorry, Strawberry. I am playing Spooders. Although I've never played Spooders. This is the first time I've ever played the Spooder deck, so for me it is new. And it might be new for them as well. That's we have a good 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Our goal is to keep all of our minions alive while getting damage in. There's a lot of things that could take. He's probably, you know, he's gonna have that why can't I remember never remember what it's called, but the 1 damage summon a 1/1. It's drain 1, summon a 1/1. Very, very good. This is a cool. Well, that's so weird. Look at this artwork. Maybe it is just zoomed in. It kind of looks like a different angle because this looks a little more up front, slightly, and this looks way more side. But I think it is the same picture. I think my depth perception is just lying to me. This card is phenomenal, by the way. This card's phenomenal too. Mist Wraiths, okay. I think we have a chance to beat Mist Wraiths. The issue is their deck tends to make as many things as we do. Theirs are just bigger. I can't block it. I'm okay with this. I would like to sneak in some damage with Brothers Bond, but don't think it's happening. So if he plays another Mist Wraith, this one will still be too low to block. We're gonna pull this guy back. That's a 3/2 though. We don't care if he blocks it. I'm willing to trade 1 for 1 here. All right, they're just trying to prevent the damage. This does cause a -1/-1 from our guy, but I still feel like that's acceptable. Maybe we do wait to play him until we're about to attack. Play this and this turn, and then jump into him and attack with it. We'll have 5 next turn. We can't block it. We don't care. Everything having fearsome is like, our deck doesn't have everything fearsome, which is what sucks. We actually could just hold it. We don't need to do that right now, and then we could put it on our crowd favorite instead. Elise is good, but crowd favorite is better. 7/7, right? Heck yeah.
Lady Elise, where are you?
Basically have to attack all out, I think. I don't think the order matters.
Please, I have connection.
Right, he's taking 6. We're basically dead if he gets to attack again, so we just have to go for the kill here. What are they playing around? Still at -1 if they do nothing. Okay. That's lethal. They just didn't block enough to stay alive, so... we got it. They just didn't look at, they did the math wrong. They didn't look at the eyeball, I guess. All right, well, I mean, hey, you take what you could, you know, you take what you can get, am I right? Look at that, going up silver, let's go. And this game is gonna be elusives, potentially? Not necessarily, I guess. But wow, looks like it's gonna be a tough matchup for us. Is Darius good enough to keep? He has decimated his card. That's pretty bad. That's why this guy, I think Darius kind of sucks, but he is sometimes just a Tryndamere, but 2 turns sooner, right? I think this is too expensive. This is definitely more expensive, but we're going to try something different. I'm going to assume that with this matchup, we're going to need a 6-drop to win the game, and the crowd pleaser guy is probably good, but I want to be able to get, maybe, you know, we probably should have thrown one of the 2 drops back instead of the crowd pleaser, or both of them. Omanok is obviously powerful. He's going to get in for 1 point of damage. So it's probably hand buffs, or just, you know, deck buffs in general.
Everything's better with company.
And elusives. I think, yeah, someone at least seems totally fine here.
Full speed ahead.
Cannot block. Pass. I think we just attack. Trade with the Omen Hawk, or hopefully they just let me keep the spider and we could play House Spider and then level up Elise, and then suddenly we're in a much better spot. Elise becomes no harder to kill, but I mean that's more likely what we would expect. And the extra damage doesn't do anything. What you got? Culling Blade? No, Culling Blade is in our colors, right? That's a Noxious card. We actually don't... This is one of the few matchups I played in a while where we don't match any colors. And again, every deck has either Shadow Isles or Ionia. There's like no decks that run neither of those, which is just kind of, you know, funny. Haha, hilarious. Although I think Fearsome might absolutely destroy Elusives. But not again, not with Inspiring Mentor hand buffs. Man, having hand buffs and Elusive in the same region does seem a little powerful, I will admit. So we're at 3 right now. Then it'll be 4, 5, 6. So we can play Darius, but when it's their turn to attack. So we're actually gonna play on 1 mana behind curve, which is kind of lame. But we can play this on curve. But again, this is not a card you care about playing on curve. This is the you want to play this on the end of their turn. You play it, kill 2 of their things, and immediately attack them for 7 and kill them. Yeah, this is going to be a tough matchup for us here. But, you know, at least we get to kill this thing, essentially, right? Like, we get to use this to buff it up. Which is unfortunate, but we kind of got to. And there's nothing we can do about it. Fearsome means he has to block with an Elusive, which makes it better. So we're going up to 5. Like, I think we have a good chance to win here. We're just not putting on a lot of pressure. Wow, this is really good. Pushes this guy out of the range of being able to block. That could block though, but we don't really care. We're gonna go all in. He's probably gonna want to block this. No, he's not. We could bring him down to 3, but that seems unnecessary. I'd rather kill this. You've got 1 mana. I don't know what you could have. Maybe the 1 mana freeze spell. So brought him down to 5 instead of 3, right? We took 2 less damage to kill a 5/5 of his. I think that's just like obviously super worth it. We cannot play this guy, unfortunately, no matter what we do. But if we don't play it, we could play this to kill one of our own things and then play this. Is that ever better than just playing Darius, which is a 10/5? Probably not. He gets +4/+0. What a crazy buff. All right, we're going to play this. Darius. Darius is so good at closing out games, but it doesn't make him like necessarily a good card like in normal decks. But it's like the top end of this deck. I guess we do have an 8 mana card too. We run Commander Lethros. Lethros, what's his name? I could look at it over here. Commander Ledros. I don't know why I add the TH there. Come on, Darius. You got what it takes to defeat Hillion's face. I mean, they're going to hit us for 369, right? There's no way we could stop it. If they have 2 more points of damage, we are just dead. So it was probably worth keeping this up so we don't die. But like using out of all of our mana, only using 2 of it to maybe it doesn't seem like a good path to victory. That's all I'm saying. All right, so what do they have? That they're probably gonna be able to freeze this guy, right? I can't play that if I want to play this guy. But am I dead regardless? I think I'm dead regardless. And I'd rather get rid of one of their blockers. Oh, they can still block with it, actually. Never mind. Can they? Oh, well, there we go. Little anticlimactic. I think when we target it with a fast spell, they could choose the block with it, and then they... Because if you choose to attack and cast a fast spell in the same kind of, like, action or whatever, the same priority, they could then choose the block and then let that spell still, but they would still get the block off on it, so it doesn't remove a blocker. Unless we would have cast a fast spell targeting it, let them get priority, let us get it back, and then attacked. I got a little platypus sitting up here, by the way. I literally didn't even notice it. I have it on there for my streams, so let's, boom, there we go. All right, let's do this. I kind of want to make a couple adjustments to this deck. There's a few cards that I feel are super strong that there's not enough of. Like Whirling Death, I just feel is like insane. I feel like there's two Rosses in this deck, which do win games, but also, I guess it's like your goal is like you get them low, and then sometimes you can just blow them out with these really powerful cards. You know what? It's nice to have. We have two Darius in this deck. I feel like I've drawn them, I think, one game. This is a great opener, though. It's not quite as good as the 1-mana 3/2 that can't block, but because this guy essentially is the same thing, right? He can't block, but he does have an evasive ability, a keyword on him.
These old eyes still see far.
I know what lurks.
I will definitely not be blocking that. I don't want him to draw any cards, and it's fearsome, so it can't block us. That blocking that is a fucking trap.
We could use a bite.
I don't care about using this right now, but I also can't. Like, I had to do it before attacking. Oh. So now he's probably going to kill this. Maybe not. All right. And that's why we did it. He's already down to 10, and we have a Darius. The enemy Nexus has 10 or less health. So is it already leveled up, or do you have to play it for it to actually level up? Good question. 4 mana, 4/4, not phenomenal. This is pretty phenomenal, though. Yeah, we get one more point of damage if we do it this way. I guess not really, because this gives them +2, and it loses it next turn. But without them having any minions, I don't know. This could just be lethal here.
People are my strength.
What do they got? What is their slow spell that's gonna save them? 1 damage to everything. Do it to it, Lars. If you would have saved that until after I attacked, you would have been able to get an additional 1 damage off the board. Oh, we forgot to do this, motherfucker. That's not good. And we had lethal. I forgot to play this first. Because I'm so used to the opponent doing something, like declaring blockers, then you could use this. But when they have no blockers, you can't do that, and it's really not good for us.
Far from your flock, little bird. A bird of prey hunts alone.
We are going to strike that with the Calling Blade. Boink it. The egg does not come back until 10 mana. We will just play Darius, because I think this is a good game. Alright, opponent. We did miss lethal, but, you know, we weren't... Doesn't seem like we were punished too bad. Anivia is fucking slow. Peace out, friends. Spooders for the win. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. This is the 4th game in a row. The deck I've been playing against is Shadow Isles Ionia. Ionia? Something like that. We're going to keep crowd favorite because it's so ridiculous. But if this is another Mistwraith deck, like, I don't want to sandbag, but we're coming from behind. I'll say that. It's a phenomenal deck, but, like, I'm not even joking. The last 4 games in a row have been against people that are playing it. So we're in a tough spot right now, for sure. Mostly because they play creatures that are slightly bigger than ours, and they play removal that is better than ours. We're better at swarming and getting more things out, but they tend to win trades. But it's mostly because they have, like, good removal spells. They're running the really good Shadow Isles removal, while we're mostly running it for, like, the spiders. We do run Black Spear, which is good, but they have a lot of the 1-point removal, and a lot of our stuff is very vulnerable to that. Do I trade for that? There's literally no reason not to, unfortunately. That 1 extra mana you gotta watch out for, because they always play that 1 mana, get +3/+3 in ephemeral at burst speed. It's a ridiculous card. It's a ridiculous card for 1 mana at least. We have no choice basically but to block, because he'll block in return, right? Or he'll block this. No, you wouldn't block that. That doesn't make sense. He'd block this. And we're playing Shadow Wilds, I'll admit. But like every deck has either Shadow Wilds or Ionia in it. But when you play both of them, that's kind of like feeling it's a lot of the latter. If you're playing a deck that's bad against those, you want to watch out. That's all I'm saying. You want to watch out. That's why actually I feel like Ash Challengers is like really absurdly good right now. Because it just like being able to do frost on things at burst speed makes it so you win trades, and you can do really good against Mist Wraiths. You could really do good against other aggro decks. It does suffer against control decks, though. We will attack for 6. Unless you have a burst speed thing, the +3/+3 ephemeral thing that we can't stop. Or just 1 damage to that. Yep, absolutely. We've been... We've been having a lot of those used against us today. Not much we could do. This is a 4 mana 3/3. Not exactly phenomenal. This card is usually not even that good, because they have so much burst speed stuff that can just buff their guy up so it doesn't do anything. I feel like we can win this matchup, but my god. Like, I mean, I've lost 4 games. I've lost 3 games in a row. If I lose this one, it'll be 4 in a row, so... I'm not... Sure, I'll do it. I think they're just baiting it out because they're going to play that stupid Mist Wraith card that summons a free Mist Wraith, which is absolutely ridiculous. Yep. That's why I did not block. This is a 4 mana 4/4 Overwhelm. Not exactly good right now, but... Or is it a 4 mana 5/5 Overwhelm? That's like, once you get at the 3, once it's like your 4th minion, it's a 5/5. Then it's like, that's pretty damn good. 5 mana, deal 1 damage to all my stuff. That actually wouldn't even be that bad. You're gonna draw some cards, okay? We're actually looking like we're in a decent spot right now, which is crazy. It might not be, but we're looking pretty good. They have a lot of cards on us. If we can get in some damage here, then like top deck of Darius, though, we're in a good spot. Wow. No way to stop any of that, huh? Okay, so they don't have the heal their Nexus by 3, deal 1 damage to everything, apparently. What are they looking for? They're going to start generating a lot of threat, I assume. And this card's just fine just to throw down, right? We have 6 mana and 6 mana and spells we could do. I'll just play it. Maybe I shouldn't have, because I could have played this twice, but we don't know if he's playing other creatures. Man, I wasn't trying to sandbag this game, but I actually feel like we're doing okay right now. We're actually going to keep this guy back. We'll just take the 6. Do we take the 6? I guess there's not a point. It keeps one more dude alive. Like, because I'm thinking he does have that 5 mana spell, deal 1 damage to all my stuff, heal his Nexus by 3, you know? And if I kept this guy back, I'd take 3 more damage, but I'd save another 1/1. But the 3 damage to my Nexus might be more important right now. Boink that Hecarim. What do you got? Summon something with 3 health. Well, you don't. You don't have any. You have only a mana. Come on. What you got? Show me what you got. You don't got what it takes to beat the spiders today. I've gotta play it. I've gotta play it. Darius, save me. Come on, Darius. Darius! Yeah! That's what you get, you Mist Wraith motherfucker! Boom, boom. I don't even know if he was playing Mist Wraiths. He just played Hecarim once. Maybe it was just ephemeral. I don't know. So for today's deck, I really just wanted to play around with Noxus some because I really haven't played it. You can see all the other decks. None of them have Noxus in there, so I haven't really just had a chance to play with it. And so I went on the Mobalytics. They have like a new meta analysis thing, and I just kind of searched by regions, and I just pulled out one of the fun-sounding decks, and this one is all-in Spooder deck. So this is all about the Spooders. Now, if you actually search by Spider, there are some cards that we're obviously not running. We're not just running every card that says Spider in it. Like, even though this card's pretty good, a 3-mana 3/2, it's a little understated for what you're getting most of the time. And this card is actually grants other Spider allies +2/+0 is pretty good. You could probably squeeze this in there, but also we're trying to be a little bit lower to the ground than this just in general. But the deck list will be in the description. But I did make a couple changes. It was running 2 Rosses, and it was also running an additional, I also took out a Black Spear. And I added myself some Crawling Sensation. Now, Crawling Sensation is kind of a low-impact card comparatively to the cards we took out, but there was a lot of times I literally, there was like several games where I had a Rasa in my hand or I had a Black Spear in my hand, and I just didn't have a good time to play it, or it just didn't feel right, or like their minion was slightly out of range of Black Spear, or I had Calling Strike in hand, and Calling Strike is just better at killing most things in the time frame this game takes place in for us, because we're, you know, trying to win by turn 6, at, like by the latest, basically. And so Crawling Sensation is a card that I frequently wished I had to just get Elise to level up, because Elise leveling up means suddenly all your spiders have Fearsome and they all have Challengers, so you could really, it's become super easy to sneak in for lots of damage. So I threw 2 of those in there, and it just helps you keep the board presence up, and it is synergistic with a lot of things the deck is doing in general. But besides that, the deck list is pretty, it's pretty straightforward. You know, it's aggro. If you're curving out, you can just win some games. The matchups you have to be particularly, you have to watch out for are Super Control Shadow Isles. They run a lot of removal that does 1 point of damage. They have the Withering Whale that does 1 point of damage to your whole board and heals their Nexus by 3. That's like the worst case scenario. And then there's I always forget what it's called. The Vile Feast. They usually run those, so you'll run into those. Kill your really powerful 2/1 creature that was getting for damage, and then it'll get a blocker. And yeah, the point is that matchup's bad, and so is the Mist Wraith deck, because it's so similar to our deck where they're playing really aggressively and on tempo, but usually their creatures are a little bit bigger and they have slightly better, more consistent removal than we do. So that deck's probably a little bit better overall, but I wanted to play Noxious, so that's the reason I'm playing this. And we are slightly lower to the ground, and we can cheese out some wins that I don't think that they can quite cheese out. So you're basically just trying to curve out. Now, the standout cards to me as absurdly powerful, the ones that I'm like, yes, Brothers Bond, 2-mana burst spell. You'll hear me complain a lot. I think there's too many spells that have burst in general that affect stats. I just wish there were more of them were downgraded the fast so you could react, you know, respond. Burst, I think, should be much more rare than it currently is an uninteractive element of the game. But that aside, they're still phenomenal. Like, burst spells are really, really good. Grant 2 allies +2/+0. This is not until end of round. This is a permanent buff to 2 allies. Now, it is going on things that are likely to die, or die soon, rather. But there are times where you get 8 damage out of this for 2 mana at burst speed, because you'll put it on 2 guys, right? They'll get in for damage, and then your next attack, they'll still have the buff, and they can get through, especially if you have like a leveled up Elise and you have Challenger on everything. You can help sneak these things in. So this card has been really powerful, and it's also a semi-removal spell because you have a lot of 1-mana things. It lets your 1/1s block Fearsome. It lets your 1/1s trade, you know, with anything up to 3 health. They're just very flexible, powerful card. Use it. Elise, obviously, basically a build-around card if you're going spiders. Not all of her support cards are phenomenal, but Elise is a 2-mana 2/3 that summons 1/1s, and while she herself is Fearsome, and then as she levels up, she becomes a 4/3 Fearsome that also summons 1/1 spiders still, and gives all your spiders Fearsome and Challenger. It just does a lot for 2 mana, right? This card could be kind of hard to survive in a meta where a lot of people, I feel like, are tech to kill Heimerdinger with that 3 damage. Champions kind of falls into the same problem Ash does. 3 health on a champion can be hard to survive. But when you're playing a curve this low, you're doing a lot of threats. She's not even always the biggest threat on the board, so they won't always prioritize her. So if you can get her to flip, that's pretty frequently going to be a good game, because it also means you have a full board, right? You have 3 spiders and her, and then she'll summon a spider, so you'll have 5 attacking spiders at minimum if you have nothing else on the field. So absolutely very powerful build-around card. Everyone knows Glimpse Beyond is fantastic. House Spider, it's just good for Elise, not that good on its own. Culling Strike, this is a card that when I first played with, I didn't think was amazing, but my God, it just hits everything under the sun. The only thing that makes this card not one of the best removal in the game, probably, besides like Vengeance, obviously, but like for the mana cost, the best removal in the game is that there's so many burst spells that affect stats that put units above the 3 damage, especially like the biggest offender is like Braum. If they can like manage to hurt Braum or something, like, and then they can burst spell it to instantly give Braum +3/+3, putting it out of range of this most of the time. Well, it says kill unit with 3 power or less. I guess that would kill Braum. I don't know. I definitely had games where they must have had Omen Hawk or something, because it was definitely at 4 power. So Culling Strike is like good, but it definitely suffers from burst spells that buff stats. Frenzied Skitterer, just a great card. 3 mana, 3/3, weaken all your entire opponent's board for the whole round, strengthen your whole board for the whole round. It's an insanely powerful card for the mana cost. Might just get some damage in sometimes. Whirling Death is a card that's phenomenally strong in a creature-based matchup like this. Way better than single combat. It's single combat, but only you deal damage to the enemy. The enemy doesn't deal damage back to you. It is 1 extra mana, but holy crap, is it worth it. We are only running 1 of it because our creatures aren't usually bigger than our opponents. We're just going faster, dealing more damage. So there are times it is really good, especially if you have Elise, where Elise is, they block Elise to kill it, but then you use this to kill one of their things, so Elise takes down 2 creatures with it, and then you can also get in for, there's all kinds of ways sneaking for damage. Whirling Death is good. I don't think you need probably more than 1 of them, though, because it's still, in this deck specifically, it is situational. And then finally, the last 2 ones that I think are actually noteworthy are crowd favorite. 4 mana 2/2. When I'm summoned, grant me +1/+1 for each other ally you have, and he has Overwhelm. The Overwhelm is definitely what makes this card great. It's very easy to make this card a 4 mana 5/5. Very easy to make it a 4 mana 6/6 with Overwhelm, which is just busted. Like, even if they have an answer for it or they could deal with it, it is so hard to deal with if you're playing this on turn 4 and you have, you play a 1-drop, then you play the 2-drop House Spider, and then you play a 3-drop, and then you play this. Like, sometimes you just have like 5 minions on the field, and this is just like a 4 mana 7/7 or something, right? Like, very, very good. There are times it is dead in your hand, unfortunately, but that's few and far between in a deck like this. And they have to go out of their way. They have to use their removal on this, so a lot of your other things are getting through. Even if they block it, it's getting for damage. This is exactly what the deck wants. And the other card, which you already know, you've already seen, is Darius. Probably not my favorite champion by any stretch of the imagination, but they're probably in my top 5. Like, just as, like, I just like Darius more than I like Tryndamere. Tryndamere, I think, is a better card at 8 mana, and being able to revive even stronger than before and having Overwhelm. But there's something about 6 mana when the guy, if your enemy's Nexus is at 10 health or less, and which it should basically always be if you're playing this deck. Like, by turn 6, if it's not that much lower, then you kind of have to rely on these, and hopefully you draw them, but typically it's going to be lower, and then he just plays as a 6 mana 10/5 with Overwhelm. Like, the amount of times, if you could play this on turn 6, because they've used so many resources killing your board, if you manage to get them down to 10 and you play this, they'll just surrender on the spot. Absolutely ridiculously powerful card that I think doesn't fit into a lot of decks, though. Even like as a finisher, you would still rather play like Rasa or Commander Ledros in a lot of these other decks, because Commander Ledros does 10 damage if they're at 20 health, like, he does more than 10, he always does 10 damage at maximum, but like this card is better most of the time. And obviously it returns, it comes back, has fearsome, blah, blah, blah. But in a lower curve deck like this, I think Darius is like the perfect finisher. Kind of what Tryndamere does, but even better than what Tryndamere does in the games, in this deck at least. So I definitely recommend it. I don't think you need 3 of them, though. He is still a 6 mana card, and he's your finisher, not you get there. The worst thing about Darius is probably his card. If you have a second one in your hand, you get 4 damage to the enemy Nexus, shuffle a different one into your deck. It's like, okay. I have not had a game with this deck where this has helped me yet. But it's definitely not a dead card, especially if you swing in, you know, you attack for, they're at 10, you attack for 10, they're able to block, you know, even if they're able to block 6 of it, you still have the other 4 in your hand, you know, potentially if you have, if you're later in the game. So, it's okay, but I would say it's probably the worst part about the card. But anyway, guys, let me know how you liked the clips. If you want to see more Runeterra, stick around, hit the subscribe button, comment down below. Don't do any of that. Do what you want. I don't care. It's all love. Hope to see you guys next time. Peace out.